Today we're going to meet Eric and Rachel Weiser. They're a young couple who sold everything to RV full-time in their Class A and their Jeep tow behind. They're going to sit down and discuss how they prepared themselves financially for this life. How are they affording to RV full-time? And how has their life changed since hitting the road? Then Eric and Rachel will give us a tour of their RV and show us what modifications they have made to make the RV more suitable to how they choose to live. Today I'm interviewing an amazing couple who RVs full-time in their Class A RV, and that includes a Jeep tow vehicle and their baby Charlie, the 10-year-old hound dog. So meet Eric and Rachel.
Hi!
Hello.
I met Eric and Rachel at the beginning of both of our adventures in May of this year while we were getting solar panels installed in Eugene, Oregon at the same company. So it was a chance encounter as we traded stories about our new life and how I had a dog named Lily Bell, and Eric's sister also had a dog named Lily Bell. Eric and Rachel, why don't you tell us where you're from?
I'm originally from Smith County, which is about an hour east of Nashville in Tennessee. And then Eric is
I'm from Shelbyville, Tennessee, which is about an hour and a half south of Nashville.
And so how did you guys meet?
We met through a mutual acquaintance and when he owned a restaurant in Nashville. This is the first time I've ever been to a bar.
And I had a bar, and I served her a couple Crown and Cokes, and that's all she wrote.
So what kind of a restaurant was this?
It was a Texas-style barbecue. Yeah, I had it for about 2.5 years.
Okay.
It's a good learning experience.
Why did you decide to RV full-time?
We moved to Murfreesboro,
Yeah.
which was a big city for kind of both of us growing up. And then we got into a neighborhood, cookie cutter
Very much
neighborhood, which that's fine for some people. They love it. But when we got in there and we'd take Charlie for a walk at night, you could look in everybody's house and they're eating dinner and they just got home and they're getting ready for a soccer game. And you could see what everybody was doing. It's like they're going to do this for the next 20 years while they try to get their house paid for.
Mm-hmm.
Which is okay. It's
Yeah, some
definitely
people-
okay.
But it's just...
It wasn't the lifestyle I think that we felt that would fit us. And I think at that time we started to have that conversation of what we wanted to do, because I had originally said I'd give myself about 3 years to live here. And it was approaching that quickly. And I
This,
could feel
when you say there, that was the farm?
living
No,
in a
with,
city in
in
Murfreesboro. And it's been rated right now as like one of the top 10 growing cities in the United States. And so it is growing quickly. And there's a traffic light every 10 feet, and I've never had that kind of lifestyle. So we started talking about, because we're at the farm, his family has a farm. We go out there every weekend. His dad put a travel trailer out there for us to stay in on the weekends. And so we would go out there and just rest. We'd be out there all weekend. So we thought we'll build out here. And so
We'd looked at tiny houses and stuff before because we thought, man, we could build a
Yeah.
tiny house, put it on the farm.
that's right.
But then it was like, if we're going to do that, we'd rather just...
And
so
we
then I
started
thought
looking at building a
something-
barn house, and that would be really
Oh, wow.
cool. And
Yeah. But then, somehow the RV popped into my head, and I started
Yeah.
Googling it and researching, and I brought it to her, and she said, sure, let's do it.
we could do that.
Wow.
It wasn't
That's
that
exciting.
quick. That was not the
No.
answer to the question
But-
the first time. It
But
was
when did we start talking about it?
I think when we officially decided that we were going to do this was when we were at the lake in Kentucky on my birthday.
And that was, July of last year.
Yes.
And we bought the RV. Yeah. We bought the RV
Is
at
that right?
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So July 2016.
Yep.
Yes.
And we got the RV.
So not even a
November.
year ago.
So
Oh, no, it was a
yes.
year ago.
It was
Yeah,
just,
yes,
it was just a year ago when all this started playing out.
Okay.
And then, so we started looking around at local dealers and trying to find different things, just to get our feet wet, I guess, to try to get a
See if
play
it
of
was
floor plans and see if it was something we could live
wanted
in. And we went all over creation at different car lots and or dealers lots, and we went to Alabama a few times, I think, and we looked at this one and that one, and then one day, after a lot of looking, I think, a lot, oh my gosh, he sends me a link at work and said, check this RV out and see if this, because by this point we knew, okay, this is the layout that we want. and the way we want it to flow and what we would feel the best at home in. And he said, see what you think about this. So I pulled it up and I was like, oh, that's awesome. And he said, well, that's good because I just made an offer and he accepted.
Oh my God.
And so I was like, are you kidding? And so that just meant that we were one step closer to getting this process, getting it going, because we
we was already living at the
We
farm.
were-
We was
yeah.
living in my dad's camper trailer
Yes.
out at the farm. We'd already sold the house.
No, yeah, your house.
Yeah.
So this was a little bit of a progression for you.
Very much, yes.
So you were living, before you guys got married, you were living in
A home.
a home, your own homes.
Murfreesboro.
And then you moved to the farm,
Yep.
and
well,
you're in a trailer
my
at this
dad's
point.
camper trailer. Yep.
Yeah.
So you had to downsize from
Yes.
the houses into the trailer.
Yeah, that was eventful.
In what way?
Well, I guess because you don't really know what you don't know how to plan for that kind of lifestyle. When you go from living to this kind of lifestyle, and you have a house full of stuff, and you know, okay, these dishes are my Christmas dishes, so they need to be here. We'll need these. We'll have to pull these out every Christmas. And these clothes are for when we go to these types of things, events, and so you need to keep all that stuff. And then you have
Bonus room.
a bonus room, so you need that
Bonus
fully
room
stocked
has
with
our-
movies in case you have to entertain and have
And
people
extra
over for
couches.
babies. And then you need popcorn buckets that are labeled popcorn, you know, and it's just that kind
You
of
had all the stuff,
lifestyle.
yeah.
You have to have all that stuff. So you're going through there, and at one point he had left for the morning to do something, and I started, okay, so I'm just gonna have to get started into this. So I just start pulling stuff out, and I'm like, okay. Then I had categories for stuff like, okay, this definitely has to go in the camper. Have to have that. Need it by my side. This will be yard sale. This will be donate. This will be potentially may need this for a yard sale, or potentially may need this for a camper. So it's an unsure pile. So I have all these different piles and all these different sections
one pile
of
was
stuff.
like stuff that we knew we wanted to keep but couldn't go in the camper.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
sentimental
Like sentimental
things.
stuff that you
Yes.
have room for here.
Okay, so there's 5-6 categories already, and then you get so overwhelmed.
I did the
because
same thing too.
Yeah, and you don't know what you're supposed to do because you don't know how to live like that yet.
After we had all that piled up, we had our first yard sale.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
Rachel had never had a yard sale
Have
before.
you ever had a yard sale before?
I did when I sold everything. I did what you did. I had the piles. It was donate, garage sale, or RV. I had 3. That was it. Oh, and I think trash, right?
Okay, yes, in a
Yeah.
trash pile.
Yeah, trash pile. And then I had, at the end, after I got rid of all my big stuff, I did the garage sale. And it was a madhouse. It was crazy.
Did you do this by yourself?
No, I had people who helped me,
Okay.
which was nice.
We
Yeah.
ended up
That's
having-
awesome.
Yeah.
We went
So what did you guys do?
first time we went through when we had yard sale, my mom came over and helped us with the yard sale.
Yeah.
But then we still had a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
So it was more or less like going through everything again. Like
Yeah.
we kept downsizing, and then the bedroom got cleaned out. And then we go upstairs, and then that room we had to get completely cleaned out. So they
So
had
we
another
shut that
yard
down.
sale pile.
Oh my gosh.
And
Yeah,
so we
so
ended
we
up
had two
having
major
2
yard
yard
sales.
sales.
Okay.
And we also used an app, but we
Offer
used
up.
Offer up, yeah.
So we used this app, and he put pictures, and we sold
Sell
so
more
much
stuff.
furniture. We even took a large amount of stuff, of nice stuff, and bookcases, and actually some
It was
stuff
a
from
little
out of here to an auction
Auction barn.
that
Oh,
sold
wow.
that we
Awesome. That was
profited
a
well
good
from.
thing to do.
That's
So
good.
altogether, between offer up, 2 yard sales, an auction, so there's 4 things, and then we had stuff over in a storage for about 5 months, maybe. So yeah, so it was a bit of a process to go from living in a home. You just
Yeah.
it wasn't something that you could do
But
overnight.
after
You
we
had
went
to
after we went through that
plan
first
for sure.
time,
It got easier.
the second time we went through, she was garbage, throw away, and there was some stuff I knew that she would want later on. I'm like, we're not selling that. That's going upstairs in Mama's attic. It's like, we can keep some stuff. It's okay. She's like, okay. She's like, I can't
So
put it in the RV.
You don't have a storage. You stored it at your family's house.
So everything now that we own is inside this RV,
Okay.
our Jeep, and then we have about 5 small to average size boxes upstairs in his mom's
Yeah.
house. That's
About
it.
5
That's
feet.
all we have.
About 5 feet by 3 foot tall. It's just a little
Yeah.
section of boxes.
Little tiny stuff.
Was it easier? Like, so I imagine, I know this is how it was for me in the beginning, was there was a little bit of an emotional attachment to some things. Other
lot
things
of
I was like, I think I was so ready to be done with everything that I just was ready to let go. So how was that for you? Did you have an emotional attachment through the process of getting rid of things?
So yeah, in the beginning I think so, but as the process continued to flow through, and I saw that if I quit fighting the process, it got better, and I found that was a lot easier for me, because the first yard sale prep was my worst issue, and then after that it just kind of all smoothed itself out. It seemed like everything that we did and every step that we took just kind of laid itself out for us. It lined up as it needed to. We never had to handle too much at one time to get ready for this, and we just kind of felt like this was actually the path. This was where we were supposed to be. Things could not have went more smoothly for us in this process. And I don't know. I don't know. I do not. I just believe that there was a lot of divine intervention for us, because this was how we were meant to be living our life.
That's how you know it's real.
You do.
What attracted you to this lifestyle? I mean, you had brought the suggestion to her. Were you thinking about RVing before
I don't think
he brought it up to you?
In my entire life I ever thought that this would be where I would be when I was 35 years old. I always thought that I would be that 9-to-5 girl, making sure my bills are paid a month early and I have credit on all my accounts, and that I'm prepared for the worst scenario in life, and I've got everything taken care of, and if anybody needs me, I'll be there to be able to help them. And it's that's the person that I was, and that's who I thought I would continue to be throughout my life. And that is not where I am. That is the complete opposite of where I am right now. I mean, I am in some aspects, very much. Yeah, I am. And everybody, we told all of our closest people that we were never any farther than a plane ride home, that if they ever needed us, we would be on the plane. We'll be home to you. But you live in a small town and a small area for your whole life, and I've been on a few great vacations, and that's the limit of my travels. And I thought that I just don't want that to be... I don't want that to be it for me. And so when he started talking about it, and I thought of all the places that we could go in that RV and all the things that we could see, why would you not do this? And I'm just saying that about us. Why would we not do this? But it just seemed like everything just fit.
So Eric, what made you start actually researching it?
That's about the only question that I can get asked, because everybody asks, how did this come about? And I really don't know how it. Yeah. Yeah, it was just.
Did you see something, or? Like, I mean, had you thought about RVing in the past?
I don't know if, and the only thing I can think of is maybe the website Gone with the Winds. Their website made it, just made me, if it came up in travel, I don't know how.
I remember you showed me a video of them a couple of times.
But I don't remember how I actually found that, or what made me search for something like that. But
divine intervention, possibly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the only thing.
You keep bringing that one up.
And it's the only way we can get back to it is because
I think that happens. Things are presented in our lives, and we have no idea how it came across our screen. We didn't search for it, but it moved us in a way that changed the trajectory of our life sometimes.
So much. Yeah. And then the best way possible. Yeah. I'm here, and here we are.
So you bought the RV. You made an offer. You bought the RV.
Yes. So that was eventful as well. When Eric sent me the message that said, "That's great," I put in my offer, and he's accepted. But the RV is 6 hours from where we lived, which was not a big deal because we drove all the time. We were always road tripping, so that was not a problem at all. So we go, and Max and Charlie, and we're in the Jeep. And we drive up, and we stay the night in Johnson City, Johnson City. And so the next morning we get up and we go to this man's house. And he and his wife were the nicest of people. They were great. They spent all morning with us. They went from one end. He went from one end to the other, going over every single box, how you do this, how you do that.
We didn't have a clue.
Everything. We had no idea. We don't know.
No idea.
No idea. And here we own this RV.
Were you scared at all, not knowing anything about it? And
I was not scared. No,
excitement was oozing out of my pores. I couldn't hardly stand myself. I was so excited because this is my home. This is mine. We're taking this home, and we're fixing to be on the road in this thing. So knowing that we could learn it was fine. It was just, it was a great morning. So we go over all this and we say our goodbyes. And we leave, and we're about 13-ish miles away from his house. And we get a phone call from Max. And at the time, I had a Grand Cherokee Jeep. And he said, he's behind us. And he said, either something's wrong with the Jeep or something's wrong with the RV. So we need to pull over.
Smoking.
My heart just shattered. I was like, what is happening? Something is smoking. He just doesn't know what it's coming out of. So we pull over. It's the RV. So now keep in mind, it's Thanksgiving Day. Everybody's home with their family. Nothing's open. So we're like, okay, let's just let it sit here for a minute. Let's see if it's been sitting for a few minutes. We'll see if that's just all it is. So we went on down the road a few more miles and nothing doing. Mm-hmm. So he calls the guy that we bought it from, and I think he is as heartbroken as we are. He is devastated. I mean, you could tell it.
If we could just bring it back there until after the weekend so we can get somebody to tow it. Mm-hmm. So we don't get charged arm and leg on
Yep, and he was still on his insurance, so the tow bill was paid for, but the anti-lock brake system had just engaged and it wouldn't release, so that was all it was.
Barely rubbing a brake.
Yeah.
And it just keep heating up.
And there was nothing we could do. We had to drive it 6 hours. We couldn't drive it like that for that amount of time. So we take it back, and we were both brokenhearted, but everybody departed on great terms, and he was going to take care of it. And sure enough, the next morning, I think even, he sent us a picture of it being hauled off, towed away. And he stayed in constant touch with us about what the progress was on getting it fixed. And then just a couple of weeks later, he called and said it's ready. So we made the trip back to North Carolina.
Oh my gosh.
And we drove it back home that day, and it was amazing. We had he was right in between us, and we brought it home. And that was in December. Yep. And we've been living it ever since.
So a lot of people ask, how can you afford this lifestyle? I'm sure you've gotten this question.
A few times, yeah.
Yep. So how can you afford this lifestyle?
We prepared ourselves. We knew what it was going to take. We knew what we wanted to do and the means that we needed to do. So number one, we never kind of try to dream outside of we do for fun, but we never say, okay, we're not going to buy a...
We went and looked at the $600,000.
We did,
coaches.
just so that we could say we put our foot in a coach that cost $600,000. And yes, there is glass-infused tile in the floor, and they are beautiful with their televisions that raise, but that was not something that we knew that we would want to purchase, so we purchased within our means at the time. Mm-hmm. We had assets in place to do that, and investments in place that we knew that would float us through. We both continued to work, and we were very fortunate.
When you say float you through, what do you mean by that?
Knowing that we want to pull the floor up and put new floor down. Okay. So knowing that we would have the money that you would use to make the upgrades that you would want to do, and not try to do everything above our means. Not try to do anything above our means that we couldn't do. We knew that we wanted to take that chair and this dinette set out and have a nice couch in here because we just wanted to be able to veg sometimes. So we couldn't do that with a dinette set. And we continued to work and we continued to save. Our story is what allowed us to do this. And when we married, he already had a home in a very nice up-and-coming subdivision. Murfreesboro's real estate market was on the boom, and it still is. The house that we lived in was paid for free and clear from a house that I sold previously. I was able to purchase that with no mortgage left over. Mm-hmm. So we were both in good shape before when we came together. We didn't have any debt, so that helped us. We were already in good shape. And then I had a cabin in Gatlinburg that was rental property. So we had assets in line. When we decided to do this, we knew that we wanted to do it without going into debt. I didn't want to take on a payment, and I told him that was one of my stipulations. If we do this, we're going to do it on what we can afford.
So we can do that.
And not have a payment so that I don't have to worry about, okay, do we need to work or do we not need to work? So that was a biggie for me. So we sold his house because it still had a mortgage on it. We sold his house, and with the money that we made on that, we were able to buy this and our tow vehicle and have no payments. We were able to pay for it in cash.
And I had it all lined out. And I told her, I was like, we can, with $1,200 a month. I was like, we can live on $1,200 a month. I said boondocking and stuff. I said we can throw some boondocking in, which living for free a few places. I said if we decide we want to go skydiving or something, and that puts us below our budget, I said then we can go find a spot to sit by the river for a week
And live off ramen noodles that way.
live off ramen noodles. And I mean,
So
but you
that's
can.
true. You
I
can
mean,
do it.
If you want to do it, you can.
Well, and you make sacrifices in
You
some
do.
areas,
Absolutely.
right? Not
And
that
it's-
everybody has to eat ramen noodles and potatoes
Yeah.
when you RV,
But
but
if-
if that's what you want to do, and it's all within your budget. So I think you made an important statement. You have a budget.
Yes.
You live within that budget.
Yes. We have no real debt. And so I think that's been a big difference for us and a big push for us to know that we could do this. And we still work. We
wasn't planning on working or anything. We were just
Mhm.
going to do the whole boondocking and trying to live cheaply and in our means and stuff. Not even cheaply, just
Right.
in our means. But
just
then,
in our minds. But
we-
then
So with that, when you say within your means, if you weren't working at all, you would be basically living off of your savings.
we would not actually.
well,
We have
the
savings,
rent
but
and the rent.
we
We'd try to live off the rent check.
Yeah.
From the
Oh,
previous
okay.
house.
Perfect.
From our house.
That's
we
what
don't
it's
have
free
to
and
it was
clear.
all free and clear.
And we got it rented out. So
Yes.
and we get $1,200 a month on it. So that's what I was
Okay.
telling her. I was like,
that'll be
1,200,
that as
that's a
our
weekend
sole income,
sole
and anything
income.
else is extra. And
so,
goes that will go into savings, but that's what led us into this job. I thought that would be a good transition, so we found the work camping, and instead of going from us both working 40 plus hours a week to nothing, and that way we could come and enjoy one area for a long time and still make money and still and the place that we stay is the price on it is greatly diminished, and we still have power and water and all that included. So that was a nice transition for us, and so we accepted a job work camping, which brought us to Bar Harbor, Maine. Here we are.
So tell us about work camping, because work camping is a specific website that you go
It is.
to, right?
Yep.
So how did you find out about that, and tell us how you found your job here in Maine?
I found out about, which of course I was doing all the research. Rachel asked me some
You
stuff.
weren't doing anything, were you?
She was working. I was working.
He's researching, putting all the deals together.
Yeah.
We had a smoothie bar, so I was
Yes.
behind the smoothie bar, and while
Oh, you got a smoothie bar too.
That's what
Yeah,
we did.
you guys
That's
are
what I
both
did right
working.
for it. Yeah. So right after while I was doing that, in between making smoothies, the iPad was there, so I was researching, doing everything I could to find
He did good.
about everything, and that's when I came across Is it workcamper.com?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Workcamper.com, and I got on there and I was looking and stuff, and for a very small, I think like $30 a year fee. I'm not sure what it is, but you can pay, and it gives you access to thousands of jobs. I mean, there's probably at least two jobs a day that come up there nationwide.
And what kind of jobs are we talking about?
Some of them can be working at the front desk at our RV park. I do maintenance. She does front desk reservations and bookings. From that to
Depending on the location that
depending
you're
on locations and stuff. Like,
So is it just RV parks, or is there other
It's-
types of work on there?
So we have
you got
ranches,
ranches out
that
west.
need ranch hands to help work the
Wow.
cattle
Down
and
in the
farm.
Keys, you can be a pool
Pool
supervisor.
guy, yeah.
Make sure people don't have glass bottles and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, anything you need.
Yeah.
So
Just
you really can
customer
kind of
service.
pick what area you want to be in, look for
Oh,
a
yeah.
job there.
There was a job 45 minutes from where we came from, at one of the lakes there,
Oh,
at their
yeah.
area.
Del
You
Hollow.
could come, at Del Hollow. You could go there and just stay for the summer, more or less, for free.
Yep.
There's just hundreds of jobs everywhere that you can get from all sorts of things. If anybody wanted a job, you could get a job.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, even if it's
So
just seasonal. I mean,
Mhm.
and you can do anything for 5 or 6 months. If you don't like it, stick it out 5 or 6 months. Go on to the next one. Find something else.
It allows you to see the nation.
The
You still
immersive
get to-
culture, right?
Yep.
Exactly, get immersed
I
in
think
the
that was
culture.
something that you told us that you were doing
Mhm.
when you left, is that you wanted to stay in one place for this amount of time so that you could really get involved in the area and immerse yourself in the culture of it. So
Well,
that's
mine was
something-
like 2 to 3 days. Yours is like months.
Okay, true. That is a little bit.
I'm on a little bit of a
but-
different quest right now. But
It's still, you're still getting to be a part
Yeah.
of the environment, and we've met so many locals already here that have just kind of brought us into the fold, and it matters to you. It makes a difference in what you're doing, and you know that you're doing good, and they're making a difference in our life, and I hope we're doing the same to theirs. So
We got a job in 70, 80 degree weather for the summertime up here in Maine, and
yeah.
we leave October to head down to the Keys, and we got a job down in the Keys.
Fiesta.
Fiesta Key for the winter time. It's going to be 80 degrees down there all winter
It's
time.
nice.
Great.
Flip
So
flop
you
weather.
go where the weather's good.
Yes, pretty much.
Flip flop weather.
So you got the job here in Maine. You got
Yes.
here when?
June 1st.
June 1st. And you
Okay.
leave
October the 9th.
We officially stopped working on October the 9th.
Yep.
And then you
like
get
in the
paid a
Keys,
certain amount of money to
Mhm.
stay here, and then you get your rent is free.
Our rent is not free. It is the site that we're staying on in particular runs in peak season probably about close to $70-ish a night, and our rent is $180 a month, and that includes water, electric, and cable in our rent. So it boils down to about $6 a day.
And then we get paid hourly as well. Every hour is paid for. And certain work camping jobs, the first 20 hours you work, you don't get paid for, and anything over that you get paid for. So
Yeah,
that
every
first,
place is
so that
different.
first, yeah, every place is different. It's different everywhere.
Yeah, actually, we work 4 days on, and we have 3 days off. So we have 3 days to go and travel and do and play around the island and
It's
explore,
awesome.
and it is awesome. It is a lot of fun.
So how many hours did you say you work per day or week?
We work 4 days on, and those are usually it comes out to about 6 to 7 hours a day. We get an hour for lunch, and so we have no commute. So we just walk from up there, and we come back here and we have lunch,
Take a
and
nap.
supper goes in the crock pot, or we'll do a
You
little
get to walk
laundry,
a little Charlie.
take walks. Yes, exactly. So it's I don't know. I love this lifestyle, and it's great.
We'll go out and have lunch on our days off and go down to the ocean and
Here
sit
we
back
are.
and like this is where we live.
This is where we
Yeah.
are.
It's
We were
pretty
summering
incredible.
in
We get 3
May.
days off. Like
We were having lunch at the Astaku Inn today and having blueberry mojitos and popovers with Amber, and it's Thursday.
and we're making minimum wage.
We're making a little over minimum wage, but
Yeah,
it's okay.
But it is
It's
because
good.
we don't have car payments and house payments,
Yeah.
and I don't have cable bills, and I don't have. I mean, this is what we have.
But you set yourself up for this lifestyle.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we're prepared. Yeah.
I mean, even though it was a short amount of time between the time that you decided to do it and that you went into this lifestyle, if you hadn't, had your finances where they were, you might not have been able to do this, or at least you would probably start preparing for it, right?
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
And we
Because
didn't.
there are a lot of people who do have debt before they go into this lifestyle, and they have to work to,
Yes.
get themselves prepared. You guys were fortunate that you were already prepared when you went into it.
Yeah.
We were.
I got lucky
Good
and
stewards.
found a good one.
Is that the RV or her?
Her.
Charlie. Are there any requirements for work camping?
The only thing I can tell you about is what we did, and that was in Tennessee. And then to get a job in Bar Harbor, we just had one long phone interview, and they both gave us a list of what our duties would be and extra other job duties, those type of things. Made sure that we were in complete agreement and understanding of what we were expected to do, like cleaning the bathrooms and pumping out black tanks for people, and knowing that you're going to be it's not a clean job. And customer service, you're not always going to be dealing with happy people. You're going to have to be able to deal with these circumstances. So making sure that we fully understood what was expected of us. We did a background check. And
That's about the only requirement was background check.
Yeah.
And I had to have a license.
and driver's
I gotta
license.
drive.
Did you drive the truck?
Drive
Yes.
the trucks and stuff.
Okay.
But other
And
than that,
that
there
was
wasn't
it.
no requirement.
That was it. We just had to be here by a certain date that we were contracted for, or not contracted. That's not the right word.
That's what
Our
we call
hire
Agreed
date
upon.
and end date, yes,
Yeah.
and making sure that we agreed upon the correct dates, and that was it. We drove up here. We got here a couple of days early so we could get settled, kind of orient ourselves to the area. One of the things that you have a lot is that people that come up here have never been here before, and they want to know where to go, what to do. And so you needed to know, you need to know where you're at and what to tell them, or you can't help them. So it was nice to get up here and get acclimated, and then we've just been enjoying ourselves ever since.
It's a beautiful place for sure.
It's
Yeah.
It is
And
amazing.
you guys have been lovely tour guides for me.
Thank you. And we crammed a whole lot in.
Is that
a
part
short
of the work
window.
camping requirement? Taking the guests around?
Just for
Yeah.
just for favorites.
Aw.
That's all.
So where will you go after this, and what's your long-term plan?
We have a job in Fiesta Key waiting for us.
Stop at Corolla Beach.
On Corolla Beach, I want to see the wild mustangs, the beach with the horses. And then from there, which that'll probably be just a day. And then from there, we'll go to Fiesta Key for about 6 months.
6 months.
And Fiesta Key is part of the work camping?
It is.
program?
Yep.
Yes. And then after that, our plan is to zigzag with the weather and to spend a lot of our time out west boondocking, so that we don't have to work, so that we can spend that time covering as much of that land as we can. Full-time RVing, we've got about 6-ish, 10-ish, 5 to 6 years.
I'd say 5 to 6 years.
Okay. So we got that. After that, we're going to do that. We plan to do the Appalachian Trail and do it as a complete through hike. So we've got to prep for that. And then backpack Germany. And then maybe get some sailing in.
Mechanics.
So we've got big dreams, but...
So it seems like traveling is...
a lot of our future.
Is the predominant theme.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. To
Might
see,
as well
to do.
See everything. There's too much out there to...
I had always had this funny thing about anytime we went anywhere new, I would have to get a t-shirt or a shot glass or a magnet to go in the refrigerator or something because I was there. Mm-hmm. And I thought, okay, it's not about stuff anymore. It's not about getting stuff. It's about doing stuff. Mm-hmm. And so that has become our new theme in life. And you don't have to always have something. It's just sit back and let's enjoy what we're doing. And that's your thing.
It's creating stories.
Your stuff. Yes.
I just saw your magnet over there, or whatever that is on your refrigerator. I'm going to show here. It says
stick tape to it. It's not.
We all have a story to tell.
Yeah. Yes, I have had that for a little while, and it is so true. And everybody has such a great and different story. And I don't realize how.
You make new ones every day.
Important. Yes, you do. I'm thankful that I have the chance to do this more so than anything. Just to be sitting here right now, it's amazing. Yeah.
She cracked me up.
Aww, we're sitting in Maine.
So how has your life changed since you decided to RV full time?
Life has just gotten better. And life was great pre-RV.
Easier, it's simple.
But it's liberating to get rid of all of the stuff that you find that you've surrounded yourself with in a home. Mm-hmm. And you get rid of all that stuff and you literally feel like you weigh less. You've lifted all this weight off of you. You don't have to have all the fancy dishes and the matching sets for when you have this few dinner parties that you have. People that do this, I think, are all in the same mindset, and you find that you have so much in common. You make a lot of new friends, and you hear a lot of stories. So I think that's only expanded our life because we became a part of their story, and you a part of ours. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know. We've just been blessed.
I think it's more of the little stuff as well. Like today, we got up and she kicked me out of the house, told me to go to the grocery store. And I came back and she kicked me out again, made me go to the grocery store again. But when I came back, the whole house was clean. Like, it took her an hour and a half to clean the whole house. Whereas any other time we'd be sitting at home and she'd be like, it's going to take all day, all weekend. It's going to take all weekend to clean the house. And now
I make it take that longer. I incorporate a movie in there and a nap.
But I mean, it's still, if you clean the whole house, it takes a long, whereas here, this is the house.
I still make it take longer.
That's it.
So how has community changed for you? In
the RV lifestyle? Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Compared to like a sticks and bricks home.
Previously, I've never been in a big community. I've always lived with neighbors far away. And so I've never had people right up on top of me until we lived in Murfreesboro. And then that was the houses, house, but you didn't have a lot of interaction with those people because you pull in your driveway and you go straight into your home. There's no, get out of your vehicle, go get your mail. Hey, how you doing? And greet, and we'll barbecue. I'll see you tonight, and that kind of thing. So, it was people very close together, but not a lot of interaction with those people. And here you work with the people that you're surrounded by. Very invitational. We have something called wine time here, and it's either at this rig or that rig or here with us. And so I think everybody's eager to be a part of everybody else. They want to share in their things or share what they've done and say, hey, I did this today. Maybe you'll enjoy it. So you find people very welcoming in this kind of community, I think. Okay. Everybody's just very warm and welcoming. I think this kind of lifestyle forces you to be outside. It does. In a good way, it forces you to be outside and be a part of the environment.
So is there anything else that you wanted to add?
Before we got ready to leave, it hurt when people were like, oh, I've dreamed of doing that. I would love to do that. It's like, if you want to, you can. Like, there's ways to there's incomes out there to be made. If you want to do it, you can do it. You can sell your house. You can sell your cars. You can get RV. Yeah, it's a big step. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
but it took us a
total,
year. I mean,
it's a
it
total
took
change.
you how long? It took us a year to put this in motion.
Yeah.
You spent how long doing it?
I researched for 4 years before I really got the courage to do it, to be honest. And then, I was working remotely and, felt like, oh, I can do this. But I had to let go of all the fear.
Yeah.
I still had a lot of anxiety going into it. Not that it was the wrong decision, but that, there was a lot of steps in between because I was selling my house. I was buying an RV.
You live in between selling your house and doing that a lot of my anxiety came in at that point too, because at the timing when we sold his house and then put Debbie in our house, where we're living, it teaches you on how little you actually need to live day to day. You don't have to have 50 outfits. You may need 50 pairs of shoes
or 20 forks.
Or how many hats? How many hats do we need to live out here? But you don't need, an 8-piece dish set in your house. We have 6
Are
plates.
you still downsizing?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
We just took a bunch of stuff up there the other day, and I
Arm
still hadn't
school.
even been through the bottom portions yet.
I have 6 plates up there, and we have ate off of 2.
Yeah.
2. We use the bowls. We do use the bowls because I use them in prep work for cooking too. But a lot of the stuff that you thought you would need in here, you don't. Yeah. You do not need it.
Are you guys okay with us showing your RV?
Yeah. Sure. So you start wherever you want to start. It's
So why don't you tell us
from this end to that end?
What kind of RV is it? Tell us the
you do all that.
brand, the class, and the link.
A 2003 Holiday Rambler Neptune, 36 foot. It had 35,000 miles on it when we bought it. It's got.
Is this gas or diesel?
Diesel. It's a diesel pusher.
Diesel pusher.
Have you ever driven one of these prior to buying?
No. I had driven a fire truck. I was a firefighter, so I've driven a fire truck, so I thought, it's got to be, same concept. And it kind of is. I think it's probably a little bit longer. I can't remember the dimensions of the fire truck, but it's probably a little bit longer. But it still drives the same.
What were your requirements for your RV before your purchase?
Okay.
If you had any.
I just wanted to make sure that I had room to veg out because watch a movie and snuggle time is important. And I needed a private bathroom. That was important. I didn't want just it all to be open. And so there was that. The bathroom.
It had to be less than 36 foot.
Yeah.
I wanted a diesel. I didn't think we could afford a diesel. Figured it was going to be gas. So I wanted a diesel. It had to be less than 36 feet. Toilet needed to be separate from everything else. You need to be able to get in there and do your business on the toilet and not have everybody else.
Gotcha.
Washer and dryer was like a plus.
That
That would have been way up here. I wasn't looking for it, but if it had it. If it didn't, it didn't. Of course, she can veg out on the little couch. Yeah. So I had to make sure there was room for me to veg out on.
So we have 2 couches.
That was about it on.
So you have 2 couches.
Yes.
That was about it on the
look at this couch.
Yes. So we actually had a dinette set here and a recliner here, and we pulled both of those out. We did not pull those out. Eric pulled those out. And
we did all the work ourselves, though.
Yeah, he did it, actually. I pulled some staples out of the floor. We had carpet and linoleum, I think. And we pulled
these out.
I came home from work one day, and my whole inside was outside. He had pulled everything up and threw it outside, had it gutted.
And it is just a residential couch. It's not a RV couch.
Is it bolted down?
Huh?
Is it bolted down?
No.
No.
So it does fine.
Move?
It doesn't move much at all. You just got to make sure you can get it in that little bitty door.
Yeah. You took this apart, didn't you?
And I thought you could. Most of them you can take the backs off of them because it's power. It's a power recliner, so most of them you can just take the backs off. We thought we'd pull the backs in, pull this in. Well, this one, you take the bottom of it off, and it's more or less like 2 recliners.
Okay.
So getting 2 recliners, we had to expand them all the way out, squeeze them in the door. We had to take both chairs out up front, which had to do that for the floor anyways. But
it wasn't a party to all that. He and our wonderful brother-in-law Mike helped us do that.
Door.
So it all fit in there. It fit.
Yeah.
first off, we took
Okay.
all this stuff down. You know, around all these have
Well, so
all
what is
those
this stuff?
all those carpety
They're decorative.
Decorative
awning
awning
Like the
balance things
balances.
that
Yeah.
just makes it look old
With
and
the old
we couldn't do it.
fabrics.
Yes.
So we just took it off. I had to take the blinds down, took all that stuff off, and then we painted because this isn't the original color.
We
The
painted the
original
soft
color
gray.
is like white and had like a flowery print to it.
Are these wooden blinds
This
you
is-
have, or what kind of blinds?
These are the original blinds that were
Can
here.
you show
They're
us
just
how
the
okay.
they're the day shade,
Gotcha.
and then it's got the night shade.
Oh, that's nice.
So those balances covered up these wires.
Okay.
So now all you see is the wires, which we don't think looks too bad. It's just a
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
wire.
It's more,
That's not
it's
bad.
more open, I think.
Yeah.
And then you did.
And then
Well, you put wood
took,
here.
we took those pieces down that were kind of matched, and then we just put wood up and stained it. The same way with our curtain covers. They were that carpety fabric. So I took those down and made those wood pieces.
Yeah. So what's that monster screen over there?
So the one thing
in the driver's
seat. So that's one thing that we couldn't, you know, when you sell everything, you're not going to get anything what you pay for on electronics. So once we got the RV, I was like, I know we can make this work. So I took the mount and I mounted the mount up there and Swivel Mount, and it's over there when we're here. And when we get ready to go on the road, I just go up there and pop it off the mount and go lay it on the bed. Take off down the road.
It's awesome.
So this, just so everybody knows, this stays stationary while they are stationary, and it comes off when they start driving.
Yes.
He does not watch a big screen TV while he's driving. Let's just
But
make
it does-
that, let's
it
just make that
does-
clear.
it does.
We have a double sink, which is awesome. I don't even use this one. And then we have propane under here. We have 3 eyes and a convection oven microwave.
Convection
We
oven.
And we do not use this. We use the microwave all the time. We rarely use the convection, but we have an induction eye that we use,
What does that mean?
an induction cooktop.
Alright.
And so you have a.
And how do you like that?
So I love this. It is amazing. It's instant. It will boil water almost instantly. But it's magnetic, and so this and the surfaces, these have to match or it won't work. So you have to have the appropriate cookware to use it.
Use an electromagnet.
But that's pretty much it. We have storage here. We have a lot of storage actually.
So why do you not use your propane?
Because that's so fast and quick.
Yeah.
And it's easy to clean up. If I'm cooking bacon in here, then when she says, you need to clean this, that's easy to clean. Because it's not like the normal one. Like when you use it, like the surface is cool right when you get done. So it doesn't make that, like the normal ones where it cakes up and stuff, she takes a Clorox wipe and just wipes everything off and it's done.
Yeah.
It's clean.
It does
Yeah,
clean. It's easy to take care of.
Yeah.
And then my crock pot, which is normally out with
Yeah.
something in it, and I haven't fidgeted on it.
So that all uses electric. When you're not plugged into shore power, how do you
Yes.
get your electric to your AC
Well,
plugs?
I did a bunch of research and somehow I think I found the best solar company in the U.S., at least for RVs. It was in Eugene, Oregon, AM Solar. That's where we met Amber. So we got up there and got 8 solar panels on top, 960 watts of solar, and then I got 600 amp hours of lithium batteries and a 3,000 watt pure sine inverter. So the inverter will run. We got the refrigerator hooked up to it, the microwave,
One AC unit,
the
our
wash-
bedroom AC unit.
the washer and dryer, and the rear AC unit. And it will run everything at one time, but we can turn the AC unit on for about 2.5 to 3 hours, they said.
Yeah, we're in a great
Be
spot.
good.
Right now, we're in a shady area, and we have great flow through with the wind in here. So we have used our air conditioner, like, I don't know, maybe like 5 times, maybe. And so
We're hooked up to shore power right now too. So
yeah, so it wouldn't
we run
matter.
everything,
But even still, it's been our goal to try to be somewhere where we
But
don't have to worry about
our
weather.
system allows us to, like if we pulled up at somebody's house and all they had was an extension cord, just 15 amps, we can plug in, and we can match whatever they have. So if they got 15 ounce, we can match another 15. So we can actually have 30 ounce using 15 of theirs and 15 from ours.
Okay.
So it helps out. Just every little bit would help if you was somewhere where you needed it.
Okay. And your refrigerator, is it a RV fridge or residential fridge?
Refrigerator
What
is
does it use for
it
power?
is just normal. It is a propane electric. We normally just use it on electric,
Yes.
but it does.
So that's a nice
Hello,
Yes.
Coca-Cola.
We just stacked up with Coca-Cola. It does have
Where's
ice.
the food, man?
It did have an ice machine in it, which I got. I had to defrost it. I'm fixing to defrost everything, but having an ice machine, I enjoy having one of those. I know not everything.
No, they
not
do
everyone
not
has
have
it.
those. Can we move into the back?
Move into the
Yeah.
mid.
Is this Charlie's area? He gets
This is Charlie's area. This is Charlie and his bed over here. And Lily is my dog, actually. But she's over here keeping Charlie company.
Another requirement I had was I did not want a shower curtain. I wanted to make sure we had a glass door. It doesn't have to be glass, just some kind of door that wasn't moving when I was in the shower, sticking to me, and it's small enough as it is.
Static.
Yeah,
Static.
I did not want that. So that was something we wanted.
Yes, and that's what we got.
So you have
And
the shower.
This is the shower, and
We
Luckily-
changed out the shower head.
we got a new shower head because it's one of the low GPMs,
Okay.
so it does. But the
What's
shower
and what's a GPM?
gallons per minute, so it aerates the shower water.
Makes it more forceful, doesn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
Oh, which is
And-
important.
Yeah.
Yes,
And you don't want to
especially
use
when
too
you're
much water.
boondocking, trying not to use much water.
Yeah. You have a nice sized
But
bathroom.
yes,
Yeah.
this is counter space wise.
Mhm.
It was great. Plenty of room up here, and a whole 2 bottom cabinet areas in here. It was
Nice
more than
storage.
enough. Yes.
And this would be the
That's the water
Laboratory.
closet. Actual. No, this is the potty room.
Yeah.
And
Water.
lavatory.
yes. And that's our composting toilet down there.
Oh, you have a composting toilet.
Yes.
Yep.
So why did you get a composting toilet?
So we got a composting toilet because we was hoping to do a lot of camping where we didn't have to pay for RV parks and stuff out in the middle of nowhere boondocking. So that's why we got that, because it separates your urine and your poop, and then the poop you can just throw in a garbage bag and go throw it in the dumpster if you have to, or you can dig a hole and bury it. And when you get somewhere, you just go put your pee down the toilet. I don't have to worry about black water tank. All we have is gray water. So now that I don't have a black water tank, I combined my black and gray water tank. So now I got 70 gallons of gray water
We
tank
could go a long
access.
time without having to make it out, without having to dump our tank.
This one has got a little bitty fan on it, 12 volt, hooks to your batteries. It goes constantly, so it's always vented to the outside.
You have a lot of good storage in here.
We do.
Well,
This is not storage. This is the washer and dryer in here. And I have storage above that. And I have actually a load in here that I need to do. It's a 2-in-1.
Set it and forget it.
So you just have to select, and I usually always just run it on regular because it just runs a normal load. And you put it in, and it washes, and when you take it out, it's dry and ready to put away. It usually takes, though, about
Takes a little
2.5 to 3 hours to do a load of clothes, but that's okay. It fits a lot, but it just takes a long time to dry because it just takes longer.
If you
My
want.
coolest gadget, my awesome gadget, is this bad boy right
Oh
here.
my gosh.
This is my Shark vacuum cleaner, and I don't have it all together, but I don't use the whole
You can't
thing.
use it all together in an RV.
Yeah.
So
I did when we had the carpet, but I had the whole. It was the whole thing, like you drive a vacuum cleaner around on the floor.
Stick vacuum.
Yes, yeah, but I took all that stuff off and just used this one extension, and I just can go around everywhere and suck up everything, and I love it. It's my baby. It was my Christmas
Well,
present.
you said you liked cleaning. So.
Yes, I do, and all my cleaning supplies are all up here, and my detergents and everything.
Nice and organized up
This
there.
is this is here because it's easy. This is my go-to, and it's right there, so I have to have it right there. And then this is for privacies. And so there's
Someone
another
wants to
sliding
peek.
door. Yeah,
After-
there's another sliding door on that
sliding door.
side that completely seals off the whole entire bathroom.
And after we've gone a little bit in a few places, we notice a lot of RVs have 2 doors, and you can't open one door unless the other door is shut. So
That's nice.
I'm glad that these have
Yeah.
sliding
Yeah.
doors.
And then this is our bedroom. This is a queen size home bed size, not the RV queen size.
Mm-hmm.
And the mattress that it came with was actually a new mattress. The people that lived in here replaced the original with a real mattress. And then we replaced that one with this one. We put a Tempur-Pedic mattress in here, so we sleep so good on it. And then, yeah, and we keep our windows open so we get nice flow-through wind, and it's really cool in here at night.
We can shut this window and every other window and turn on 2 fans, and it sucks right through our heads and right out the.
To
It's
get
awesome.
nice flow-through.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
It's great.
And we have
This is
clothes
so
up in
spacious.
here, and then we have little private cubbies that we just throw our junk in when we need to.
So you have little nightstands.
Yeah, and they have little shelves in them too.
These are all shelves.
Got lots of
I mean,
storage.
Yeah,
shelves down at the bottom.
that's
Here.
junk storage down there.
We did have a whole lot more storage over here, but
Lost my shoe storage, but
Yep.
it was totally worth it because
Oh, this.
that is where all of our
solar
batteries
stuff
are
is.
Oh
stored.
my goodness! Look at that.
Batteries, inverter,
That's
solar
quite the setup.
solar charger.
So how many lithium batteries do you have?
3. There's 3 200 amp hour lithium batteries.
And he's left
And
us
there's
they left us
room
room for one more.
If we want to put one more, we was gonna do 800, but
And
We
these
decided to
last for
stick-
a long time.
yes,
And then we have a panel on the inside of that mirror
that
that tells us our wattage and what we're using and how much we have left. And
So this will tell you everything you're doing. AC loads right now are using 471 watts. We're taking in 630 watts of shore power, putting out. This is our battery level. We're 99% full. But yet,
It's a
and
great system.
all the stuff tells you which way your power is going. So if we didn't have AC and it was coming from batteries, it would be going out.
Mhm.
And then if we was charging, it would tell us how much we was charging over here. So we hadn't found a setup we like better.
we haven't. I mean, everything that we have in here suits our needs. And it just feels like home. It just felt right when you walked into it.
Well, thank you
I
for
think that's some
inviting
cool
me to your
stuff.
home. And
I'm so glad
showing
you've been
everybody.
here.
Yeah,
Come back
I appreciate
anytime.
it.
Oh,
Thank you.
maybe we can swim. Maybe we can get to Florida together.
Lily and I had such a great time with Eric and Rachel and their dog Charlie that we ended up staying a week in Bar Harbor. So, join me in the next video where we see one of the most beautiful sunrises from Cadillac Mountain. We do some hiking, some eating, some sightseeing, and a sail on a Windjammer cruise. And as always, if you like what you're seeing, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment below, and like and share my videos. Thank you.